guys, it's Izzy here and I am back to vlogging. I do have hair, it's just pulled back. But I took a week off of vlogging because, as y'all know, I was in a really slumpy mood where I just didn't really have motivation to film. And I didn't want to put y'all in a slump. So I like to give out positive vibes. I mean, I wasn't even sad or anything like that. Like, I was extremely happy, but I just didn't want to vlog and I didn't want to force myself or anything like that. So I did read during that whole time, even though I was in kind of a reading slump, but I am gradually getting out of that. And then I mean, I had my biggest reading month ever, like ever. I read 13 books. So I can't really complain about that. And then writing, I only wrote like one thing, like probably like a 300 word thing, but I'm not like, I'm wanting to write, but at the same time, I'm like, what do I write? So with writing, I'm still kind of struggling, and hopefully with vlogging, I'm not going to be struggling, but you never knew. And look at that hair. But I did want to go over my January stats with y'all. And music started playing. Okay, so my January reading stats, because I did not do a wrap-up video in January, so I just wanted to tell y'all about it. So I did use Storygraph. My Storygraph is always linked down below if you guys would like to add me as a friend on there or follow. I don't know if it's following, adding, whatever, because this is only my first month. So according to Storygraph, I only read 12 books because one was a DNF, but I did read 70% of it. This is Dune that I'm speaking of. So to me, if I read the majority of the book, I will count it to my goal. So I did read 70% of it. But I read, again, to Storygraph, I finished, we should say, 12 books, which is 4,746 pages. I don't know about page numbers, if that's the most I've ever read in a month. I'm not sure on that one. So with moods, it seems like my biggest thing that I read from is emotional, then reflective, dark, adventurous, and challenging. So there are some smaller ones, but just for our main ones, that's what we're doing. But if we want to go all for all January, it was emotional, dark, challenging, mysterious, hopeful, reflective, adventurous, tense, informative, and funny. Then for pace, so 33% of the books I read were fast-paced, when 25% were slow-paced, and 42% were medium-paced. I never know what medium-paced is. I'm like, there's no in between for me. So for page number, 58% were between 300 to 499 pages, which to me is like an average book length. And then 42% were less than 300 pages. I read 8% nonfiction and 92% fiction. And then for genres, my most read genre was historical, which is my favorite, so that makes sense. Then science fiction, which for me, January is my science fiction month. Then literary, fantasy, LGBTQIA+, young adult, thriller, short stories, science, romance, poetry, mystery, history, graphic novel, contemporary, and comics. So for format, so I read 2,569 pages, and then on audio, I listened to 36.77 hours worth of stuff. So 25% of the books I read were on audio, and 75% were print. And then Dune was my ebook, so they're not counting that because I did mark it as a DNF. And then all the books I read were in English. I'm not sure if any were translated. I don't know if it would go there because I do only read in English. I'm not confident in my Spanish or German to read. Maybe Spanish. I don't know. No, I don't want to say I'm confident enough in my Spanish, but hopefully German is something that I do practice every single day. So hopefully one day I will be able to read in German. I'm like, would my reading be better than speaking? I've always been told I have good pronunciation in German. If you don't know, I did take German class for 3 years. I don't remember if it was like every single day or every other day, but I was always told I had good pronunciation. So, but yeah, if you guys are wanting to learn a European language, one that is close to English, well, your best bet is Dutch. Dutch is the closest language to English. language to English, I'm sorry. But yeah, so Dutch would be the easiest, and I do know some Dutch, and then just your Germanic languages, because English is a Germanic language, so like German, those kind of languages would be your best bet for one's closest. I'm just thinking of learning a language with like a different alphabet, like Russian or Chinese, Korean. There's like, I can't imagine doing that. I did try to sign up for a Japanese class before, but didn't get in. But I've only ever taken Spanish and German. But I am going to, we'll do my TBR later when I actually start reading, which will be in a little less than an hour. I'm gonna show you all what I got from like Amazon this month. I hope this is an alright angle, that the lighting is fine and all of that, because I usually don't film in my living room, but I did want to show y'all what I got in the mail. I still have some stuff coming. Some pre-orders that were supposed to get here on Tuesday. It is Wednesday, so hopefully that pre-order gets here, because I am super, super excited for it. Which, speaking of, when we get that, I'll talk about what I watched on Netflix. But I don't remember ordering 2 of these, but apparently I ordered 2. I thought I ordered like 1 liquid blush, but maybe they got my order wrong. There was no receipt in the package, but hide. It's gonna be, okay, there, it's the right way. So this is the concealer that I use. It's the best concealer I've ever used. And it is cruelty free, which is only something really important to me. And I am in the shade Linen, if y'all can see that, which looking like at that looks super dark, but then like the actual makeup itself isn't that dark. So I don't know why it looks so dark on the box, because it usually isn't that dark. So I did get 2 books. I'm allowed to haul 13 books this month. And so far we have hauled 2, and we will be going to Barnes & Noble and Target later today. But this one I got because Gabrielle Zevin, I loved Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which I read in December, so I did want to get her other books. So this one actually has a major motion picture, which I did not know. So the storied life of A.J. Thickery. This is A.J. Thickery's life is not at all what he expected it to be. He lives alone. His bookstore is experiencing the worst sales in its history, and now his prized possession, a rare collection of Poe poems, has been stolen. But when a mysterious package appears at the bookstore, its unexpected arrival gives Thickery the chance to make his life over and see everything anew. She does great character work, and that is my favorite part about reading. And then it's about a bookstore, so a book about a book in a way. And then we read Sapiens in January, so I wanted to pick up Yuval Noah Harari's next book, and that is Homo Deus. Might be pronouncing that wrong, but this is a brief history of tomorrow. So this is about where humanity is going. So over the past century, humankind has managed to do the impossible, turn the uncontrollable forces of nature, namely famine, plague, and war, into manageable challenges. Today, more people die from eating too much than from eating too little. Whoa. More people die from old age than infectious diseases, and more people commit suicide than are killed by soldiers, terrorists, and criminals combined. Whoa. We are the only species in Earth's long history that has single-handedly changed the entire planet, and we are no longer expect any higher being to mold our destinies for us. And then, which is our last paragraph, this is the shape of the new world, and the gap between those who get on board and those left behind will be larger than the gap between industrial empires and agrarian tribes, larger even than the gap between sapiens and Neanderthals. This is the next stage of evolution. This is Homo Deus. So about the future. And then I got my Bath and Body Works order. The package was kind of just basically thrown together. They haven't been doing great with their packaging lately, but this is the strawberry pound cake candle, the single wick, so fresh strawberries, golden shortcake, whipped cream. And then this one, like this, like the edges of this are really sharp. Like I feel like you could get cut by that. But champagne toast, bubbly champagne, bright berries, and juicy tangerine. And then I got the same ones. And the wallflowers, I got a Kodak camera because I want a film camera, but I am first in a test with using a basic Kodak. We all had these growing up, or our parents did. So I finally wanted to get my own, and this is in German. Some of this thing is in German. On the side, that is German. But I wanted to play around with film. So when I travel, I'm gonna bring that with me. So I think I've talked about before sometime over the years that I get dry scalp in winter and it will get really itchy and I will have to take Benadryl because I would not be able to sleep because I'd just be doing that, scabbing up my head, blood, disgusting. So I got a hair scalp massager shampoo brush. Again, it's from Cardiff and Frankfurt. And then emu oil, which I've heard is good for dry scalp. And again, this is cruelty free. So we're gonna try this out, see how it works. I'll be trying that out probably tomorrow. And then I got transparent sticky notes for annotating my books. Let's talk about my currently being read stack. I'm actually gonna move y'all down a little bit. Okay, so I started today Henry the Fourth Part 2. So I had read the first one. And why I'm reading this is because the movie The King on Netflix with Timothée Chalamet. Good movie, but kind of boring at times, if I'm being honest. But I think I am gonna have to definitely switch to an audio version when I get to Act 2. Plays are just still something. This is only like the third play I've ever read, and so it's still something that I've read outside of school, I should say. In school, it was perfectly fine, but reading on my own, I get kind of just out of it, I guess. So there's that. And then and that's my TBR pick it's my classic of the month. Then for my mood readings, this is what I read during the 9 o'clock hour, and then on weekends, I'm reading The Poisoned Crown by Murda Struan. This is the third book in the Accursed Kings series. So this, I did a video in December of picking my mood reading for January with a random number generator, and with that, the prompt that I got was to read a book about a curse. So the series is the Accursed Kings, so because this family is like cursed, so that's why I picked this up. And it is about basically during the 100 Years' War, that era in France, and it is translated from the French by, does it say, Humphrey Hare. Then my ebook, I won't be starting today because I don't do my ebooks on Wednesday, but I will be starting my ebook tomorrow. And it is, so in February I like to read romance, Valentine's Day, you know. And so for my ebook, I go and find the longest book on my TBR of whatever genre. So with romance, Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score is the longest one. So Knox Morgan doesn't tolerate drama, especially in the form of stranded runaway bride. So there's a reason this bearded bad boy barber doesn't get involved with high maintenance women, especially not type A romantic ones. But since Naomi's life imploded right in front of him, the least Knox can do is help her out of her jam. And just as soon as she stops getting into new trouble, he can leave her alone and get back to his quiet, solitary life. At least that's the plan. I don't know anything. And then for my short story or poetry collection that I read just every day when I wake up, I'm reading Secrets of the Heart Meditations of Cahill Gibran, author of The Prophet. So this is a book that I got for Christmas that my grandma got for maybe Christmas, or no, it was an end of the year gift from one of her students in Virginia in 1970, June of 1970. So this is, though composed in our own century, the Meditations in Secret of the Heart are timeless as the biblical Psalms or the 11th century's, oh, I can't pronounce that. Cahill Gibran's, I know I'm saying that wrong, world-famous author of The Prophet, wrote with a deep, fierce intensity and has a precocious maturity that has made him one of the world's most revered figures. So I am 38 pages into this, which I need to put into Goodreads. But so I've read these two today, and I plan on reading the Accursed Kings one. But this is what I'm currently reading. My nose is definitely running, but that's just that. Big haul today because I did go to Barnes & Noble and Target. So we're gonna start with Barnes & Noble because that is where I went first. This is what happens when the first of the month falls on a Wednesday. So the first book I got is There's the other book by this author is one that I want to read, but I had never heard of this one. But I just thought the title intrigued me. So, The Woman Before Wallace, a novel of the Windsors, Vanderbilts, and Royal Scandal by Bryn Turnbull. So, I never thought of there being somebody before Wallace Simpson. So, it says, in the summer of 1926, when Thelma Morgan marries Viscount Duke Furness, after a whirlwind romance, she's immersed in a gilded world of extraordinary wealth and privilege. For Thelma, the daughter of an American diplomat, her life as a member of the British aristocracy isn't like a fairy tale. Even more so when her husband introduces her to Edward, Prince of Wales, and takes the readers for a raucous glamour of the Paris Ritz and the French Riviera to the quiet private corners of St. James's Palace in a sweeping story of love, loyalty, and betrayal. And quite floppy. I like the build of that book. Who's it published by? Mira. Never heard of them. Then, so y'all know I've been looking for the books that were nominated for the Booker Prize for 2022, and I went on their app and they had like 3 of them in stock according to the app, and I was like, wow, that's great. I'm gonna begin like 3 books. I did get 3 books, but one of them that they said that they didn't have was the one that they ended up having, and I could not find the 3 that it said they had. So I don't know what's up with that, but so I haven't had great luck with the Barnes & Noble app of it saying stuff's in stock and then I go to the store and it's not in stock. So I don't recommend the app, but so I probably need to delete it. But then, so the book is The 7 Moons of Molly Almeida. So this is by Shehan Karun. Okay, we're not gonna try. So this is set in Colombo in 1990. So as the main character is a war photographer, gambler, and closet queen has woken up dead in what seems like a celestial visa office. His dismembered body is sinking in the serene Bira Lake. But okay, so I don't know a lot about Sri Lanka, and that's where this takes place. And yeah, in 1990. So, oh, I'm running out of storage. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about running out of storage. I need an SD card. And then this one is a book that I have seen in maybe like 2 vlogs recently by 2 different creators. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of in that era, I want to read it. So this is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is a very depressing story of a character going through depression and all of that. And I've really liked these kind of authors from the mid-century. 1971 is when this, or I'm confused. Okay, The Bell Jar, copyright 1971. Yeah, so just mental health, women college students, suicidal behavior, autobiographical fiction, and psychological fiction. I really enjoy that. So, oh, okay, this must have been published after she passed. It said she died in London in 1963. So, yeah, The Bell Jar. And that is all that I got at Barnes & Noble. I need to get the receipt. I'm sorry about the barking dog. We all know Penny's my smallest pet with biggest attitude. So, the book's over there. Then I went to Target for my normal grocery trip, where I buy a ton of stuff that's not groceries, but I do buy groceries too. So I've been wanting one of these this is a fake plant, but dinosaurs. They have a T-Rex, and then they have, I forget what the long neck ones are called, but it's $5. Pink dinosaur, just thought it was super cute. Then my game day meal, because it is game day, last game before the All-Star break. So I got some mac and cheese and then some beef. We're just going to mix that up. And then I got some weights because I am adding weights to my workout. Yeah, my friend, he recommended that I add weights in for what I'm going for with my workout. So I got 2 pound, which are like, this is like extremely light, but I just want to start at the bottom, and now we're here. Yeah. So these were, I don't see a price. I have their, oh, there's the receipt. But so yeah, these are no slip coating, durable iron core, and no pearl head design. So weights, 2 of those. Then I did buy a book at Target as well. So I'm allowed to, I think I told y'all that I'm allowed to buy 13 books this month. So this one is My Monticello by Jocelyn Nicole Johnson. So this is about a woman descended from Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings. And I think this is a short story collection. I'm pretty sure, but I used to see the hardback all the time and was really intrigued, but I don't like buying hardbacks personally because I don't like hardbacks, and then they are usually like $15 more expensive. So, and this was a paperback and 20% off, so picked that up. And then I did get a little Tupperware in my Tupperware era as well. This one's supposed to go in the freezer, but like it can go in the fridge, but I didn't want a massive one because just the meat's gonna go in there, and I didn't think I would need one that big for meat. But that is everything that I got at Barnes & Noble and Target. I know, excessive, but I will see y'all later. I don't know when that's going to be, probably after the game tonight. Oh my gosh. Do y'all with this like horror movie lighting as I walk to my room. It is currently the second intermission, and we are winning, so that is fantastic. But so I didn't think we would win this game. So let me turn that light on. Okay, let there be light, right? So we are about to get into reading the the Poison Crown? Yeah, the Poison Crown, that's what it's called. So I read 100 pages in the Shakespeare play. I'm not liking it as much as I liked the first like play of Henry IV. It's just not as intriguing. I keep forgetting I have this necklace, and I'm like, what is that on my skin? Yeah, I have a necklace on. But yeah, it's just not intriguing me as much. It's not gripping me as much. But I don't write plays because I don't. So I read Act 2 as well because I only had planned to read one act today, but I just had time, and I probably could have even read Act 3, but I took a nap before the game, so I took like a 25-minute nap, which is very nice because I stayed up quite late last night because I watched a documentary that was really good, Pamela Anderson's documentary, but I'm not going to talk more into detail about that until I get her book because I am patiently waiting. It is supposed to get here Friday. But we're about to get into the Poisoned Crown, so I'm going to be starting on page 204. I think I'm in like the third part of the book, so like chapter 5 of part 3. I would like to read about 25 pages today. I like to read 25 pages at a time, but I am out of storage again, so I will see you when I finish. Hey guys, happy Thursday, February 2nd. It is 3:06, so it is a rainy day, so I didn't read outside today. Sorry, it's kind of like high up. Yesterday I ended up reading 130 pages, so definitely proud of that because I tried to read over 100 pages every single day, and I've read 4 pages so far today. I read a poem, so we will be getting into Henry IV part 2. Who knows if I'm going to finish this or not. I'm not scheduled to finish it. I'm scheduled to finish this tomorrow, but you never know. You never know. So I'm going to be getting into Shakespeare right now. Let's do our last update of the day. So it is currently 8:59, and again, y'all know the date, so I don't need to repeat that. I did read 2 acts in Henry IV today, so I have 1 more act left. So again, I am ahead of schedule, but I mean, I am supposed to finish this tomorrow, but I will probably be starting a new book as well, which is a translated work of literary fiction, so that should be fun. But yeah, this is probably a 3-star. We're gonna go, I think it would be a 3-star. I haven't ranked a play before, but it's just that the other one I did really enjoy, the first book, the part 1, and this isn't bad. It's just not gripping me like the first one did, and then but the writing is still amazing. The dialogue, because it's a play, so it's like mainly dialogue, but just some of the dialogue in here is fantastic, and that is what I love most about Shakespeare, is just his writing style, I guess. There's that one. And then I will be getting into the Poisoned Crown here after I film this clip. Again, I would like to read 25 pages because that's just how much I like to get done in a day, so getting to around 255 would be my goal. So 2 or 3 chapters that's looking like. I'm currently on page 230, and that is like chapter 7 of one of the later parts in the book, and it's called In the King's Absent. I love how I haven't had anything to eat in like 30 minutes and haven't burped, and then I start vlogging and I'm like, Gotta burp. But yes, this one also is not as good as the previous ones. This is another sitting around 3-star. It's just the characters I'm not really like connecting with as much as I did in the previous 2 books. But this is like a 7-book series, so there's gonna be some of the books aren't gonna reach the height of the other books, but it's still good, but just not my favorite. And then after that, after my bath, or it's a shower tonight, after my shower, I will be getting into Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. So I'm assuming this is like an epic romance since it's so big. So Knox Morgan doesn't tolerate drama, especially in the form of a stranded runaway bride. Thinking that the fact of being a runaway bride, I have thoughts about that. And then a man not tolerating drama. Okay, like, yeah, in a relationship, it's like, no, we're not having drama. Like, I will dump you. But I love other people's drama. I haven't been in drama. I don't remember the last time, honestly. I don't remember. It's been years. But I mean, that should be as you grow. You should learn how to avoid those situations. But yeah, what I'm saying is that maybe he'll be relatable. And oh my gosh, some of the words I just saw. This will be a time, right? And then I have to edit the first 2 days of this vlog, and then first I will edit my ASMR video, then edit this vlog because it was all on the same SD card. But I am probably gonna run out of storage here in a little bit. I know my hair is terrible, but it's about to get washed. But I'm gonna read and see y'all tomorrow on Friday. Guys, look at that. The Chinese. Literally, F them. It's not showing it well. I hope my neighbors don't think I was giving the middle finger to them. It's to China, don't worry. But Chinese spycraft. I lost it on the camera, but it is up there. Communists. Hi. You just watched the balloon get shot down on TV. I know some of my friends did actually see it, but just where I am towards the east there's too many trees, but it is Saturday, yeah. So, yeah, something just fell off my bed. Oh my gosh, all these stuffed animals, they're falling. But yeah, so basically when I was at Chick-fil-A, well, I saw, like before I left, y'all saw the clip of me seeing the balloon, and then I went to Chick-fil-A and there was a lot of air traffic, which there usually is on Saturdays. I feel like Saturday is probably the most busy day, just from what I can see. I don't know if it actually is. I just usually see more planes. So we saw all that, and then we saw that they grounded flights, or they wouldn't let planes land in Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, or Charleston. And then, so the planes couldn't be flying on the coast. And I am about an hour from the coast, maybe a little less. And so the planes that would usually be flying over the coast are flying over here for the next 30 minutes anyway. I think it's probably gonna get extended. But, so we had a ton of more planes, like planes from Europe going to Florida and Cancun and all of that. So we did have a lot more plane action, and then we also have fighter jets from literally like 5 different military bases flying over, and then stratotankers and all. There's some Coast Guard planes, some Navy planes that aren't fighter jets. So we have a lot of air action going on right now. I didn't hear the boom, but some people did hear. Like, you can find videos of the thing getting shot down. We saw it on TV, as I said. So yeah, a lot of excitement, because I mean, who's ever seen a balloon get shot down by fighter jets? So pretty interesting, and to see what will happen after this. Like, what will China's reaction be? I really don't know, but like, they had to know if they were sending something of the United States that was gonna get shot. Like, I mean, I have a ton of questions. I'm not gonna get all into it because I know people like to turn things political, and I don't want to get into a debate of Republican, Democrat, that kind of thing. I just find that really annoying and not worthwhile. So I am going to start reading my poetry collection, read a poem, where I have stuff everywhere. This is not the phone. This is the romance book that I'm reading. Just in this book, do people really talk like this? Like, she called the man saying, like, she told him he looked like an angry porcupine. I'm like, does anybody say things like that? Like, no, I've never called anybody like something like that. And just the way they talk is really weird. Who knows? I don't know how old the author is either, because it might just be a generational thing. But, yeah, so I am going to get to reading as it is 3 o'clock, but I did want to give you all the rundown from South Carolina of the Chinese spy balloon. Never thought I'd see something like that. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. It is 6 o'clock, so we are about to start a new book. This is a very popular booktube book, and just, I guess, probably a very popular book in general, and that is Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Love What's on Her To-Do List by Talia Hibbert. So this is the first book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I'm not sure if that's what it's called. It might not be a trilogy, I don't know. But this is Chloe Brown is a chronically ill computer geek. I can relate. And a goal, a plan, and a list. After almost but not quite dying, she's come up with 7 directives to help her get a life. And she's already completed the first, finally moving out of her glamorous family's mansion. The next items, and then it lists them. So let's see. But when she enlists Red in her mission to rebel, she learns things about him that no spy session could teach her, like why he clearly resents Chloe's wealthy background, and why he never shows his art to anyone, and what lies beneath his rough exterior. So this is my mood reading pick, therefore what I read on weekends, and this is little, like 369 pages, which is a completely average page length. And when this book first came out, which I got it in November 2019, it's the main character being chronically ill is what stood out to me, because we love to feel represented and all of that. So I hope the representation is done well. I don't think I've heard any bad things about this book, so can't wait to get into it. And romance is always like a good palate cleanser. You either are going to love it or hate it, so I usually have strong emotions about it, whether it be good or bad, so that's always fun to have a ton of emotions. Love that. So I'm going to be starting this one now. This might be the most relatable thing I've ever read. Like, Chloe Brown, I can relate to so much. Like, I am trying to get a life. I have chronic pain. Like, this is so relatable, and again, why representation is so important. And yes, it is extremely well done. From the over a quarter that I've read, I've read 27% in literally like 2 sittings. Yeah, I'm loving it. I am on page 101, so yeah, this is 5-star material right now. We love that. Yeah, and I didn't realize it was British. I knew the author was British, so I don't know why I didn't think the book was British, but they're British and love the British. So yes, I am very much enjoying this just because how relatable it is. Now oh yeah, I need to put down, I read 101 pages. So I've read a decent chunk of books today, but we still have more, and that is going to be in Things We Never Got Over. As I said, this one's kind of strange, but we have a long way to go. This is an over 500 page romance, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's over 500 pages. Oh, here's the about the author. I was curious about that, because this is Bloom is an indie publisher from Pennsylvania, to do A Cat Named Cleo. Oh my gosh, right from a sailboat, oceanfront condo, or tropical island with reliable Wi-Fi. That's my dream too. Our Wi-Fi is not working right now. We restarted it and then even made the power go out, like from the switch blew or whatever. And yeah, the Wi-Fi is just not working. I was making sure. Really annoying. Don't recommend Spectrum. I am waiting for T-Mobile to be available at my house, because I heard fantastic things, and their phone service is amazing, so I feel like their internet service would be amazing as well. But in here I'm starting on chapter 6, which is page 56. But this one is really fast paced. With Get a Life, Chloe Brown, there are chapters that are over 20 pages, but it's not bugging me too much because I'm not bored with it. But we know I don't like long chapters. but I'm going to go get a bath. I have worked out today. I only did the cycle today. I didn't lift weights or anything today because off days are a thing, and I am somebody who I love to stick to a schedule. Like, I would be working out every single day, which there is obviously nothing wrong with that, but I don't want to overdo it. So it's really hard for me mentally to not do it, but yeah, I don't want to work out every day, but in my mind I'm like, you have to keep the same schedule. No, I don't. So just combating what my mind's trying to tell me to do. But yes, so I'm going to read 5% of this tonight after my bath. I hope all of you had a happy Saturday. Did like Chinese spy stuff and fighter jets go over your house today? Let me know. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hey guys, it is Monday, February 6th at 4:33 p.m. Not a usual vlogging time, but we'll get into that. So I didn't vlog yesterday. Didn't feel up to it mentally. It was very cold and I was upset with myself because I am really wanting to schedule my first dentist appointment and literally since 2017, which is really bad, I know, but agoraphobia and just anxiety. And I was like, I'm gonna do it on the phone and I'm gonna do it. And then it came and I was just like, I can't do it. So I am disappointed in myself, but it is something that I am working on every single day, manifesting, praying, all that kind of stuff. So it is something that I'm still going to work on. So maybe by the new moon, I will be ready to do that. But yeah, I was going to go on a whole thing on Instagram, doing a video talking about conquering fears and all that. But I didn't conquer my fears. So yeah, the struggle bus. But I have read today and I finished Secrets of the Heart. I ended up giving that a 3-star. That's the poetry collection I've been reading because it went on for too long. I got bored of it after a while, so maybe it's just a me thing, and maybe if I reread it later, which I probably will, I will enjoy it more. But I did start this book on Friday, so if you follow me on Instagram, you would have known about that. And this is When I Sing Mountains Dance by Irene Sola, and it translated from the Catalan by Mara Fay Ledham. And I am loving this. It is a 4-star right now. It's magical realism, contemporary literary fiction, which I'm not sure if contemporary is the right term, even if that's what Goodreads says. And that's what I'm reading it as, but I don't think that is right. So begins the giddy paean to the land that is as concerned with the mushrooms in the mountains as it is with human dramas that unfold in the midst. And when I sing Mountains Dance, Irene Sola finds distinct voices for lightning bolts, roe deer, ghosts of the Spanish Civil War, Dominic's widow Sio, and later their grown children, Hilary and Mia, with their long-buried secrets and hidden pain. In doing so, Sola animates the world around us, the fierce music of the seasons, as well as the stories we tell to comprehend loss and love on a personal, historical, and even geological scale. Elemental and mythic in her concerns, Sola is a fearlessly imaginative writer. That is so true. Yes, I am loving this. Really reminds me of Lauren Groff. That was the last note I put in, but I will go in and tell you my other notes and thoughts at the end of the day when I finish reading this for the day. I am kind of ahead since I did start on Friday, so I only have about like 20 more pages that I need to read today, but I will probably end up reading more than that because like I have time, so why wouldn't I? I did want to update y'all before I go and have some lunch. Yeah, this is lunch. And I will see y'all probably around 7:30. Let's do our check-in for When I Sing Mountains Dance. I read 90 pages in here, and yes, I'm loving it. It's going to be a 4-star, so let's look at all of my notes here. I started on page like 37, so we have to go all the way back 90 pages, you know, that's how it works. Okay, so first note is a pink one, so that means something that I loved. So yeah, this was a quote. Life and the world and history and everything, they're all full of bad things that happen at the wrong time in the wrong place. I don't know when to stop them. That just made me be like, whoa. Then we have a blue, which is characters. So this is why this book isn't getting a full 5 stars. That's confusing on which point of view first. At which point of view at first? How? And then how are all these people relevant to the story later on? I do have another point, but yeah, it's just really confusing when you start something. Hold on, it's my angel numbers. Okay, so, oh, I'm running out of storage, hold on. Okay, are we recording? And it still says, oh, I'm out of battery, not storage. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna charge and then we'll come talk about this later. Okay, it's 9 o'clock now. I've had a good time. I was looking at schools, summer reading things to see what the schools around me, what the students are having to read, and like they give you like the questions that they're supposed to answer for the homework or whatever, and I was just like answering these myself of how I would answer them. Yeah, it was quite fun. I literally did that for like 20 minutes, but I didn't finish going to tell y'all on my notes in here because I thought it was my storage and it was my battery that was messing up. Sorry, there was like a reflection on the window because there are cars outside. Somebody was like getting dropped off. But yeah, so this book, I've not heard it in a love song. What? When I sing Mountains Dance. It is kind of confusing, and that is the reason why it's not getting a 5-star all the way. So I always underline when the title of the book is like said, because I'm like, yeah, Easter egg, you know? Let's go to our next point. We have a quote. It says, because sometimes beauty leaves you gasping for air. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. That leaves me gasping for air. And then we have another one here. So this is yellow. This one chapter had me really confused. Like, I'm like, is this person dead or alive? Is it a ghost? Who is this, like, what? Yeah, the relationship between these two people, I was like, I'm really confused by how they refer to each other and all of that. I was really confused, once again. Then, for the writing, so the writing is a bit all over the place, but it all loosely is webbed together, so it's, like, barely there, like a spider web, you know? How you can hit it and it'll all fall apart. That's with this, like, something I just wham into here, like, and it could make all this fall apart, a big catastrophe. I was like, I want to use the word catastrophe. It's just all over the place and just, but so I'm glad I'm annotating. Like, I think you really do need notes while reading this. And then lastly is another quote. It's like, this just reminded me of anxiety as I am going through a period of rebirth, kind of, in a sense of finally becoming the person that I want to become. And I am happy, I'm excited, I'm scared. There are so many emotions, and I saw this one kind of fit with that. So it says, some you can't get rid of. There are really big things in this world, really bad things. All you can do is battle night and day to get them to leave, to curl up and hide elsewhere. So for me, that is anxiety and all of that, like, as I told you, the anxiety bug went to the dentist for one. That all I can do is battle. All I can do is just pray and all this to get through it, and do a therapy task, whatever, to get through it. I don't know, exposure therapy, all of that. I have to do these things. I have to do these battles to get to where I want to be able to get to. And sometimes that's all you can do is go through these battles. Like, it's not a piece of cake, really. So I just thought that quote was very good for that. And again, I read 90 pages, getting to page 127. So I might finish this book tomorrow, but I'm not scheduled to finish it till Wednesday. So I'm in no real rush here. But we are going to be getting into Get a Life, Chloe Brown now, which this is a 5-star. Absolutely loving it. Chloe is probably the most relatable character I've ever read, but I probably say that on so many books. But again, she is somebody who's trying to get her life together. She's trying to get a life. And honestly, I can just relate so much. So I'm like, I want to be like her. Even like, I already relate a ton to her, but just how she is actually doing this stuff, I won't be able to do that, and hopefully I will. That is like my goal right now. So currently on chapter 14 on page 209. I would like to read roughly 25 pages. So let's see if I can do that. I read 23 pages in here. We're at the part of romance novels where there's a big misunderstanding, and I'm like, grow up and get over it. Like, I literally feel like Red is overreacting. I hate misunderstandings in books and movies, because in real life I'm like, yeah, we'll get over it eventually, like, it's gonna be fine. But in books and movies, I feel like people just hold grudges too long, and I'm a Leo, so like, that's saying something. I'm like, just get over it. I know relationships aren't all butterflies, but still, it's so annoying. And then to let y'all know, I don't really like the cat storyline, how Chloe's like judging the cat's owner, judging the name of the cat, judging the girl's name, the owner of the cat. Like, I don't like that, but I mean, it's not really hindering my reading experience. It's basically she stole this girl's cat. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's still a 5-star, and I had to stop mid-chapter, but during a POV change because I don't have enough time because I have a lot to do with this and I am editing a video, but I am going to be in my bath and doing all that after I film this clip. But I will be getting into, oh my gosh, Fred's just bathing up back there. I'm glad that I'm blocking him because that's like something he shouldn't be doing in front of the camera. But I will be getting into Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score tonight, starting on chapter 8, page 79. This one, I want to know these people's backstories. I keep saying it, but I want to know why these people are the way that they are and just how all of this came to be. I want to know the backstories. So I'm going to read like 5% of that. I don't know what person I'm currently at, but we will be starting a new essay collection tomorrow, so that's fun. Yeah, but I'm overall liking what I'm reading at the moment, which is awesome. But it is bath time now. It's 9:30, so let's see, which way should I go? See back there? But yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, February 7th at 3:19 p.m. We are back to the time of year with landscapers, so I'm gonna apologize for one more sounds and all in the background because people need their yards cut. You don't want snakes in your yard, or in my case, I do want snakes in my yard to eat mice. Yeah. So I totally forgot I pre-ordered this book a long time ago because I was like, what is this Amazon package on my doorstep? This is what it was. Very thick book here. This is Our Share of Night by Marina Enriquez. What is she? Cool. Okay. A woman's mysterious death puts her husband and son on a collision course with her demonic family in the first novel to be translated into English by the International Booker Prize shortlisted author of The Dangers of Smoking in Bed, the most exciting discovery I've made in fiction for some time, says Kazuo Ishiguro. So this is, I think there's a cult, moving back and forth in time from London and the swinging 1960s to the brutal years of Argentina's military dictatorship. So we know I love Latin American literature, and this is translated by Megan McDowell. And then London in the 60s. Like, if I could live anywhere, that is where it would be. So this is not counting as something I purchased this month because I did purchase it last year because I pre-ordered it. So yes. Happy 6:56 p.m. So I just finished the book. It is getting a 4-star from me. So, and I did the cycle while reading. So I got all my steps in for the day. So I'm done working out, which I feel really good. But we're here to talk about When I Sing Mountains Dance. So characters, we'll talk about that first. I don't know, a lot of the time, this is so worded wrong. I had a hard time telling which characters we were viewing from and why we had some of these perspectives. This was a very confusing book, and that's just the start of it. So atmosphere, I feel like, was the most important part of this. I feel like this was a love letter to the Pyrenees Mountains, and that the setting is the highlight of the novel. The writing was fantastic. Absolutely love this writing, and it being translated is amazing. So there's that. Plot, I don't know what the plot was. I have zero clue what the plot was. It's so strange where I'm confused by the characters and by the plot, but I still loved it. So I loved this book, but it was overall really confusing. I'm like, what did I just read? So I feel like this is one I'm gonna have to really sit on for a little while. Again, I still love it. I recommend it. I'm going to write my review in a little bit. I think I'm just gonna have a little bit of the drink because I am thirsty as I was just working out, and then write my review. So I finished this a day early, so proud of myself. This was book number 16, I think, for the year. And it was independently published by Grey Wolf Press, which I think is through Target, honestly, I'm pretty sure. But a language, Catalan, which I never really thought of reading a book translated from that. And I love this cover. Like, can I get this as a print? It would go perfectly on the wall back there. But love this. Recommend it. Let's find out what literary fiction I'm reading next, but y'all won't know until like March. It's exactly 9 o'clock now. Let me throw my phone over there and get all of this together because I finished a book. Y'all know, so exciting. I haven't read my review yet. I'm gonna do that later, but we're getting into Get a Life, Chloe Brown, which y'all know I am loving. Also, I totally forgot to tell y'all, I did not expect this book to be really steamy, but literally even like before the characters get together, it's steamy. I'm like, whoa. Which personally, I have no problem with steam, but I know some people prefer to read books that don't have it. So just to let y'all know, this is quite the steamy one. I'm starting on page 232 tonight. Again, I would like to read somewhere around 20 to 25 pages. That's always my goal. So I think I had lasagna for dinner. I think I had a tomato on my teeth, so my apologies if I did. But yeah, so we are going again to reading. Yeah, Fred's on camera. I was like, I'm saying we because he's here and he only has to read with me. And look, there's a black cat on the cover. Like cute. Yeah, right there. Last clip of the vlog at 9:23 p.m. So I read 23 pages, kind of fitting there. So I think that's over 100 pages on the day. But this is my dream. Like, this is my dream romance. Can this happen to me? Like, everything, not even the romance parts. Like, can just everything that happens to Chloe happen to me? Please. But we will be getting into things we never get over tonight. All these books. So we did get over the 100-page mark last night, so we're going to be starting on page 111, which is chapter 11. That is so satisfying. All those 11s, like we should go to Vegas, right? Not really. Vegas kind of scares me. I've been, but yeah. Again, I have no new thoughts on here. The things we never got over. So that's the backstory of the people. What did they never get over? I want to know the backstory of these people. So therefore, it's all connected. It really was like, we're in Northern Virginia. We're in the Mid-Atlantic. And I'm like, love that. My favorite region. I have a hard time saying my favorite region. I love so many places in the United States. It's a great place. Even if people want to tell you it's not. It's great. But yes. So yeah, I realized that well, earlier when I was still reading the other book, that I was reading like 3 independently published books at once. Oh, they're outside lights on, but yeah, 3 indie published books at once. So I just thought that was kind of cool. So I definitely do need to go update my Google Sheet one day at the end of the quarter. I will do a video all about which Google Sheet I'm using and stats and all that kind of fun thing. I need to write my book review. I need to edit the past 2 days in this vlog, which that is like nothing. So that's everything that I'm going to be doing tonight. I hope you guys had a good week. We will be back sometime vlogging, because I don't want to say tomorrow, because sometimes it really just depends on how my computer is going, how my battery life on the computer is. So it might be Thursday, who knows. But yeah, y'all are seeing this on Friday. So I hope you had a good week, and I hope you have a good weekend. Yeah. Fred was saying goodbye, even though he's on the floor. You can't see him, but he was. So yeah, as always, comment, rate, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. If you made it through the whole video, leave a flower emoji in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!